Hi everyone, I'd like to introduce my father, Richard Yandoli. He recently just got into the Athletic Hall of Fame at Oneonta University.
We're going to bring now Mr. Rick Yandoli to the stage.
It was great being there last month just to see, reflect on what happened and his career and to see people he interacted with back in the day. It was really cool.
Thanks, Rick.
Getting into you as a child, where were you born and raised?
Well, I was born in Bay Shore, Long Island, in 1956. So I spent the first 9 years of my life in Long Island. Moved around a little bit, born in Bay Shore, ended up in Patchogue. And then in 1966, when I just turned 10, in fact, my mother, my brother and I moved to Queens, to Jackson Heights, Queens. You know, it was a great thing. Baseball, as it turns out, was in my background. My father was signed out of high school in New York City. He went to St. John's Prep in Brooklyn, and he was signed by the New York Giants in 1948. He played 4 years of minor league baseball before going to the Korean War. So I'd have
So
to think
baseball was in your blood.
it was in my blood.
Yeah.
Although, as life turned out, my father didn't spend any time at all playing ball. My brother and I, my parents were separated at a very early age from me. And when we lived in Long Island, he had lived with us, but really didn't play any ball with us. But it was just something we took to as something that we really loved, my brother and I really loved. So it was just a lot of sandlot ball every day, playing as much of it as we could, as often as we could.
What player did you model your game after during those years?
Well, that's an easy answer. When I was a young kid, when I was 7, 8, and 9, I loved Mickey Mantle, as anyone who had half a brain back then would. But I got a chance to see Mickey Mantle in his waning years. I never got a chance to see him, obviously, when he was a superstar, when he was just kind of declining. So that's as a young person. But to answer your question, who did I model myself after as I got older and started to understand the importance of idols and emulating my game, it was without a doubt Thurman Munson. I thought he was a great baseball player, great catcher, great leader. He was just, everything that a teammate would want or a manager would want. He was without a doubt the leader of the Yankees during the 70s, and especially during the great years of 76 through the day he died in 79. But I was a catcher, as he was, and I just thought he played the game right. And I already had learned to play the game aggressively and tough, and with a lot of the attributes that I think he had, or a lot of the personality profile that he had. And a lot of people used to call me Little Therm and Squatty Body, like his nickname was. And I just thought he was a great ball player. And obviously, he died at the age of 32, far too young. But he left his legacy behind, footprints in the sand. So I prided myself on him.
It's a great idol to have.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to go to Oneonta State University after high school?
I had a real good career. I had a real good high school baseball career. Played for Bryant High School in Astoria, Queens. We were a powerhouse. We were a New York City powerhouse. We were either playing in the city championship game or the semifinals or quarterfinals. Excuse me. And my 2 years that we were in the semifinals, played against some great ball players in high school. Played against Willie Randolph, who went to Tilton High School in Brooklyn. Played against Lee Mazzilli, who went to Lincoln High School in Brooklyn. Great ball play. So I was prepared to go almost anywhere to play baseball. And again, graduating high school early, I had just turned 17 when I graduated. I was, just ready to go. So a friend of mine from Little League, who I played high school baseball with, his name was Glenn Siegel. He was a year older than me, and he had gone to Oneonta State the year before me, and he would come back to our games and just tell me so many wonderful things about the program. And he had said to me, Rick, it's a great baseball program, although it's a state school in Division III. We play a big-time schedule. We play 80 games a year between your fall and spring season. We play a lot of Division I teams. We have a southern trip in April. Knowing you the way I know you for all these years, how you play, how you respect the game, our coach profiles perfectly with you. By the way, we're going to need a catcher in a year, and I would love to throw to you again, as I had in Little League in Bryant. So
it's pretty much tailor-made in the sense.
Yeah, he did. I had some other choices, a lot of good choices, and I just thought it made sense.
What role did your coach play in your college life, outside of baseball? Wasn't he a pioneer at the school?
He was a pioneer, Rick. He was a great coach. He's a great man. I loved him dearly. I still do to this day. He's just a unique kind of guy. I know in life we all think that we encounter unique people, and sometimes it's hard to describe how unique that person is that we encounter. Sometimes words can't do it justice. But if anyone has ever met or played for Coach Don Axtell, they'll know that he walked from a walk of life, unusual to most other people, and very different from most people. He had a very high standard in life, very high standard as a baseball coach. Was not a yeller, was not a screamer. Didn't embarrass people, didn't humiliate people. He was an upstate New York gentleman.
As you look back on your baseball career, what kind of advice can you give to anyone playing in Little League, high school, college baseball, and any other advice just in life to people who want to exceed in things their goals?
It's a great question. I took a lot, everything that I learned from sports, in baseball especially, and especially my 4 years at Oneonta, and I always tried to do the best I could to apply it to life in anything I do, and in business and in work and in family life and anything I do. The application of behavioral science from sport can never be overstated.
I'd like to thank you for your time. It was a great interview. Going to the Hall of Fame, like I said before, it was great to see. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.